Mela, bla dubju ta' xejn se jkun hemm interess qawwi fuq dan il-video, allura nixtieq nieħu ftit ħin biex nispjega eżattament x'inhi din il-paġna u se nkunu qegħdin nagħmlu. Leħnek.mt hija pjattaforma indipendenti, bla filtru u bla bias, fejn se nkunu qegħdin nintervistaw diversi politikanti differenti. Din il-paġna hija żgħażagħ. Illum il-ġurnata 50.2% taż-żgħażagħ ma jridux jivvotaw fl-elezzjoni li ġejja. Allura jiena tkellimt ma' kulħadd. Formulajt mistoqsijiet wara li ddiskutejthom ma' ħafna studenti u żgħażagħ biex naraw x'topics huma interessati fuqhom iż-żgħażagħ u kif jista' jweġibhom Norman Lowell. Din il-paġna ma tissapportja lil ħadd. Hija paġna edukattiva u informattiva fejn se nkunu qegħdin inġibu l-politika viċin il-poplu, fejn nistgħu nuru l-poplu biċ-ċar x'joffru l-kandidati tal-elezzjonijiet tal-Parlament Ewropew. Sempliċement b'din il-paġna nixtieq nuri lil kulħadd x'joffru l-kandidati kollha. U mbagħad hija fid-deċiżjoni tagħhom tal-poplu Malti u Awċi u taż-żgħażagħ biex jaraw x'jaħsbu fuq Norman Lowell. Jien ma rrid ninfluwenza ebda aġenda politiku, biss nixtieq nuri lin-nies min huma u x'joffru l-kandidati. Din hija diskussjoni tagħkom. Inħeġġiġkom tagħtu follow fuq TikTok u Instagram lil Leħnek.mt u tkunu parti minn din id-diskussjoni. Intom se ssaqsu l-mistoqsijiet u aħna se nkunu qed nagħtu l-opportunità lil kandidati kollha biex jesprimu l-opinjoni tagħhom. Bla dubju ta' xejn f'din l-intervista, Norman Lowell se jgħid xi affarijiet li xi wħud se jaraw bħala offensivi. F'dawn il-partijiet jiena se nkabbar ir-ritratt ta' Norman Lowell fuq l-iskrin biex tkunu tafu li se jkunu l-partijiet fejn se nkun qiegħed jgħid dawn l-affarijiet. Nerġa' ngħid, dawn huma mistoqsijiet li saqsejtu intom u bekk il-mistoqsijiet huma formulati mill-opinjonijiet tagħkom. L-unika rwol li għandi jiena huwa li se nkun hemmhekk preżenti biex insaqsi l-mistoqsijiet. Dejjem se nħalli l-guests liberi biex iwieġbu lill-mistoqsijiet tagħkom mingħajr ma nindaħal. Nerġa' ngħid, jiena qatt min se nindaħal fid-diskors sakemm mhux biex nikkjarifika dak li jkunu qegħdin jgħidu. Din hija diskussjoni libera u wara din l-intervista intom se tgħaddu l-ġudizzju mhux jiena. Inħeġġukom biex wara li tisimgħu din l-intervista kollha ejdunna x'taħsbu, jew fil-kummenti, jew fuq Instagram, jew fuq TikTok, jew lili personalment. Nixtieq nirringrazzjakom minn qalb, għadtu subscribe lil Leħnek u ibqgħu aġġornati għall ġej. Nispera li toġobkom din l-intervista. Whenever you're ready we can start.
Go on.
Mela, merħba l-episodju ieħor ta' Leħnek. Illum se nintervistaw l-ewwel kandidat tagħna għall-Parlament Ewropew qiegħed hawnhekk ma' Sur Norman Lowell. Norman Lowell, grazzi ħafna tal-li aċċettajt l-istedina tagħna.
My pleasure.
Se nsaqsu ftit mistoqsijiet relatati speċifikament ma' temi prinċipali li l-Maltin ikkonċernati bihom bħalissa, kif ukoll se nitkellmu ftit dwar il-Parlament Ewropew b'mod ġenerali u l-kampanja tas Sur Norman Lowell. Mela, l-ewwel mistoqsija li għandi għalik, Norman, hija s'issa inti kkontestajt għal kull MP election mit-2004 hawnhekk, għala volja kellek riżultati tajbin, għadek ma ġejtx elett f'din l-elezzjoni. Però xtaqt insaqsik, din is-sena qed naraw il-popolarità tiegħek tiżdied, taħseb li din hija s-sena fejn se narawk elett?
It's the election of destiny, as we say. Sorry. O si fa o si spacca, kif jgħidu t-Taljani. 20 years of struggle, an uphill battle, illi maħat xej minna ħlif denigrazzjoni, vilifikazzjoni, gideb. Imma ftit we managed to break through and part the waters. Avolja we are up against two parties who have buttoned up the system. It's very difficult for a third party to break through the system because they've got it buttoned up. Anki jekk ittella deputat jotnejn fil-parlament għal xej, because they'll gang up together, they're in bed together, you know. Two lesbic prostitutes. Tista' tkun arminek, tkun lesbika u prostituta, trid torqod ma' xar tirġiel kuljum. Ommi ma, it's hell on earth, you know. And they're like that. And slowly, after 20 years, our people are starting to realize the mess they are in. And so they are coming towards us. Because the people, the ordinary people, not the effete, del boccio u endru azzopardi u peppi tal-pipa, those are, they hate us with a passion, but they are the liberal effete. Effete in itself means degeneration, exhaustion, depletion, and they are depleted. Nobody bothers about them anymore. So we can't hope to convince them on our side. But the people, il popolin, the ordinary man in the street, he admires a person who stands his ground, who retains his principles. The people admire that sort of chap. And you can say anything about us, except that we are not consistent, you see. So the people admire us, whether they will vote for us or not, and at the last minute they will return to the fold, sta għal popolo.
Mela, inti semmejt iż-żewġ partiti politiċi Maltin. U għet li morru hand in hand together, forsi din il-mistoqsija tagħmel sens ma' dak li għadha kif għax l-aħħar darba li kontestajt għall-elezzjoni ġenerali kienet fit-2008. U rrid insaqsik għaliex m'għadekx tikkontesta għall-elezzjonijiet ġenerali u toħroġ għall-MPs minflok?
Well, because nothing can be done minn dak il-maqjel tal-belt. You can't do anything from there. First of all, il-livell intellettuali tagħhom. Mhux kollha hemm xi tnej jew tlieta. Nothing much da, mhux imma the others. Meta tarahom on television, how sad, isn't it? Li għandek ir-rappreżentanti tal-poplu cutting such a pathetic figure. Parliament has become a pantomime, you see, and we recognize it. So we said, we contested 3 times, enough is enough. We're not going to waste our energy because it's hopeless. Nothing, I repeat, can be done from Parliament. Nothing.
Mela, fuq it-temi tal-Parlament Ewropew palissa, ovvjament, il-poplu Malti qed jara kriżi ta' immigrazzjoni. Il-popolazzjoni ta' Malta f'dawn l-aħħar 10 snin żiedet b'120,000. Rrid insaqsik, qed naraw ħafna ħaddiema barranin ġejjin minn barra l-Unjoni Ewropea, speċjalment minn pajjiżi bħall-Indja, l-Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal. U dawn però jiġu Malta legalment. U rrid insaqsik, x'taħseb fuq il-fatt li dawn il-ħaddiema barranin qed jingħataw permess biex jgħixu u jaħdmu f'pajjiżna. Dik il-mistoqsija.
Well, this is it. Daw l-immigranti, legali o illegali?
Fuq il-legali qed inkellmek.
Fuq l-illegali?
The legal ones, the legal ones.
Tricky question. Number 1, l-illegali kollha la nitilgħu aħna l-Ewropa, I'll make sure that they are booted out before you can say Peppi Azzopardi. Memx ħnina tiġix tgħid li hairdresser ilu Malta 13-il sena, he's illegal, he has to be kicked out, all of them. Mela dawk l-illegals, they're not a problem, really. Issa niġu the tricky part of your question. The legal ones. I took qabel ġejt ktibt xi ħaġa, I know how crucial this question is, you know. Il-European Geneva Accord ta' 1951 jgħid illi to claim legal legal
Status? Legal status?
to gain legal asylum, one has to claim it in the first safe country he travels. Now, why should somebody from Burkina Faso, for example, cross Africa, hop over 8 countries, and end up in Malta? No, it's not on, isn't it? So, these people, li tajnijom dal-permesso or whatever, if they have broken that rule, they'll have to move out, legal or not. Mela, dil problema ta' immigrati legali bdiet 50 years ago. 50 years ago, not now. How? That was the Geneva Convention at around 1951, biex nikkorreġi ftit ruħi. Bdiet 50 years ago. The Maltese, they're not breeding. We are just over 1.1 or something, when it takes 2.1 to replace, just to replace the, so we're below the waterline, you know. Ek nibqaw sejrin hekk, within 50 years, il-Malti, ġaħan jom mhuwiex, sa nispiċċaw. Il-problema hi li our best women, the more intelligent, creative, beautiful, mustn't forget that, they're not having children. And I had mistress, l-ewwel il-karriera. Tarom il-qorti kollha bil-brillantina, tweed jacket, striped. Taħsib minn wara, taħsibhom irġiel, but no breast, they try to flatten them, you know. Żraben tal-irġiel. They want to become man. Xej, how pathetic. They want to become men. It's ridiculous. So they're not breeding because they've been brainwashed by that elite I mentioned before, that career comes before bearing children.
Pero, Norman, il-mistaqsija kienet fuq l-immigrazzjoni. Ħanet kelmu wizjet fid-detal fuq social issues, pero...
But I'm telling you how it started. Il-koż l-importanti, tinni ċans.
Mela, mux problema.
So they're having no children. So, Parliament, quick fix solution. What is the quick fix solution? We import people, wherever, Bangladesh, Nigeria, whatever, anything, non-Europeans, to solve this disappearance of our population. What does this entail? Illi inti timporta l-dan nies bl-eluf. Housing, you have to build more houses. Even if you put 40, as happened in Slema, prime address, 40 in one flat. It was on the paper. 40 in one flat. Doesn't matter. Laqwa li jiġu nħadmuhom. So there's been an explosion of property. The uglification of Malta, the despoliation of our countryside because of this. Not to mention crime. Our Corradino is full of immigrants. Stabbings, rapes, muggings, you name it. So this legal immigration is affecting Malta in every way. Issa, what is the solution? You tell me, Norman, yes, you've diagnosed the problem since inception.
I was going
but
to ask
what are you going to do about it? Well, we have to follow the example of Hungary and Russia. We have to incentivize our women to breed more. It's a gradual solution, but it works. It's working in Hungary, it's working in Russia. They had a low population, and it's steadily increasing. As the population, our population, the native population, increases, obviously we won't be needing these legal immigrants. It will take some 20 years to solve this, but memx tagħmel id-doza met inti għandek whatever, id-dum tagħti l-injections mhux quick fix.
Fuq dan il-punt, xtaqt insaqsik fuq ukoll. Jgħidu ħafna li l-immigranti legali huma essenzjali għat kabbir ekonomiku ta' pajjiżna. Infatti l-ex-Prim Ministru Joseph Muscat ftit ilu qal li jekk ma jkollniex dawn l-immigranti min se jħoħsieb ċerti setturi essenzjali, pereżempju min se jiġbor iż-żibel, jew min se jbiddel in-nepis tax-xjuħ tagħna. Inti taħseb li huma essenzjali?
Oh, it's pathetic. Italjani sejħula la demonija dell'economia. Fejn tiġi subbuko, slave tal-ekonomija. When you put economics, and Joseph Muscat, with all due respect, I admire his communication skills. I mean, he destroyed the National Party, the Nationalist Party, single-handed in a very short time. So I admire him in that. But his vision was economic. Min sa jiġbor iż-żibel. Sweden, jien meta kont Sweden, kont teatru qed nara play ta' Ibsen. Waħdejja kien hemm bniedem pulit bħalek, innuċċali gold rimmed, fl-intervall, għatlu x'tagħmel int? Ħalli garbage collector. Edukatissimu da qed jara play ta' Ibsen tista' taħseb. Għatlu what? Għalli hawnhekk aħna għalli jiena qatt ma nara garbage da, għalli poġġunna il-garbage bags in a line, hekk poġġija law, daqshekk ma jiġbrux jibqa' għaddej, għal jiġi pup, xlup, pup, and we are very well paid for it. So I prefer that. Għatlu x'kontent, għallin professur, għalla ta' xej, għalli ma taqx lax flus, professur, fl-Università tal-Roq, tifhem, ma taqlax flus, għalli I find this very, very convenient. Mela, there's no harm, so long as garbage, we upgrade our mechanics, kif nġbru, in-nepis ta' da. L-istess, we have to incentivize young people to join and become nurses. I was reading the other day, there's been resignations from the hospital where nurses are resigning in disgust. They're excellent people, very fastidious, but they can't cope with the load. They can't. Jien għandi relative tiegħi kienet torqod hemm qatt ma tara l-familja 4 tiem, 5 tiem. To carry on with the load, they are social heroes dawk jaħasra. U kollet jirriżajnjaw anke dik kienet sa tirriżajnja tiġi minni. Għatli, I can't take any more. Għattila, please, you're doing a very good job. Stick it out. till your mad uncle is elected to Europe, and then we'll sort things out. And so if we incentivize our nurses, they will join and the problem will subside. Narġanajt, this is a long-term solutions, you can't do a quick fix. And this is the problem with Parliament. They want a quick fix. Issa, jiena kritikajt il-Joseph Muscat. Dana qatt ma takkas il-ġeopolitika planetarja, he never bothered. Seta sar minn flok Tusk, even instead of Juncker. Dal-bniedem kellu ċans to become the most powerful man in Europe. U ħalla lil Wanderleier dik il-korrotta u l-oħra l-faċċola, insomma, non ne parliamo. Ma kienx tinteressa. X'kien jinteressa l-Azerbajġan, ostja? The Jewish way. Hemmhekk żbalja. He could have been the most powerful man in Europe. Però għamel waħda tajba, Joseph, that I admire him for it. Biddel il-kultura this time, not ekonomija, il-kultura tal-Malti. Vis-à-vis the separation of waste. Il-Malti, l-idea tiegħu tar-rabix, Madonna di fejsan poġġi għad il-risposta. U tfaħħem u pasejjer għall-affarijiet tiegħek. Dik kienet il-kultura tagħna tal-Malti, insomma. Joseph Muscat changed that in a very short time, which is an unbelievable achievement. Il-Malti tikkonvinċih jissepara il-rabix unheard of. So that was very good, due to his communication skills. It's the best thing he ever did. Nagħti eżempju jien, noqotaw jiena, ftit il-bot. Bdejt nidrad is-sistema u ħriġt il-fliexken ġo kaxxa. Jars, fliexken, u sampoġġiju. Kelli a neighbor, zezza ta' bubaqra, u għalli Sur Lowell. Għatla, hello, good morning. Għalli, dawk il-ħġieġ trid taħsilhom ta' qabel tarbihom. Is-soċ, fej għatt il-Malti jaħsel ir-rabix qabel jarbieħ. Ara, what a cultural revolution.
Fuq dal-punt, x'jidhirlek fuq is-sistema tal-BCRS li ġiet implementata s-sena l-oħra?
BTRS, what did that?
BCRS, il-plastic bottles,
It's excellent. It's educating the Maltese at the cultural level. Biddel il-kultura, l-ġenju tal-komunikazzjoni ta' Joseph Muscat. Issa, għaliex irnexxielu Joseph Muscat jeduka l-ġaħam Malti biex jissepara l-garbage. I tell you why. He recognized this, you see, it's very good. L-ewwel ħaġa, għaliex il-Malti sukkubu tal-awtorità. Meta kenna l-Gran Mastru tal-Kavallieri, once in a while, kien joħroġ xi edict li kienet tkun ħarxa għal-Maltin, kienu jgorru. After a month or two, they adapt. Għax il-Malti hekk servili. Mela dik l-ewwel waħda. U Joseph recognized jadi, illi l-ewwel ingorru il-garbage sa noqgħod nissepara kemm garrew in-nies. Imma wara xahar għadu dak il-Malti servili. It-tieni waħda għaliex monotony is the spice of life for the lower classes. Xi ħaġa monotona, repetittiva, jox għal-Malti. Mela t-tnejn daw, it-tlieta daw, l-erba daw. And he becomes obsessed with it. He turns it into a fine art. Għax monotonous. And the Maltese love monotony. Do you get it?
Yes, yes.
Il-ġenju ta' Joseph Muscat. Carry on.
Biex inkompli ftit, ovvjament minħabba ħina ftit limitati, però xtaqt insaqsik ftit iżjed fuq l-immigrazzjoni, speċjalment fejn jitru il-partiti politiċi l-kbar. Kien ħareġ survey li 76% tal-Maltin kollha għandhom negative feelings lejn immigranti ġejjin minn barra l-Unjoni Ewropea.
Of course.
Però il-Partit Nazzjonalista u l-Partit Laburista jisom jiddejqu jitkellmu biċ-ċar fuq din il-problema tal-immigrazzjoni. Inti l-unika kandidat, l-unika partit infatti li għandkom pożizzjoni ċara fuq il-kwestjoni tal-immigrazzjoni. Inti personalment għala taħseb li l-partiti il-politiċi l-kbar ma jindirizzawx il-problema tal-immigrazzjoni bħala waħda kbira daqsik?
Għax it-tnejn li huma faċċoli ipokriti u jibżaw minn dak l-effit elit illi terrorizzawhom through the media. Il-media kollha Maltija, kollha taġen il-kultura tal-poplu. Il-media. And who owns the media? Who? You see, that's the question. The liberals own the media. And above the liberals stand the eternal enemy, that hidden enemy. Non ne parliamo għax inkella allegrija.
The eternal enemy, għal min qed tirreferi eżatti?
Min?
Meta tgħid the eternal enemy, għal min qed tirreferi eżatti?
Għal dak l-għadu illi xi ħadd iddefinihom u liet il-gidba u liet ix-xitan. Però ma nsemmuhomx għax malar jarġgħu jagħmlu programm fuq Auschwitz, fimt, allura mux ta' minn nsemmuhom.
Inkomplu fuq dal-punt, is-sajf l-għaddan għala argument nazzjonali fuq it-turizmu ġib publikat artiklu minn The Sun li kumparat il-Malta ma' l-Ibiza u ma' party destinations oħra. X'jidhirlek fuq il-kwalità tat-turizmu li qegħdin naraw Malta, taħseb illi pajjiżna jistħoqlu jiġi kumparat ma' dawn id-destinations tal-partying ngħidulhom aħna?
Anybody who's been to Ibiza can testify to the degeneracy every night in Ibiza. Eżatt, bħal Malta, Paċevil and all that. Kif bdiet Ibiza? Franco, tista' tgħidlu a clerico-fascist, għal dat turisti Ingliżi, għax fi żmien Franco, l-qas bix-shorts ma kontestator jarrestawk il-karabinieros. Trid kollok long trousers, l-irġiel. Qed jiġu dal-Ingliżi u qed jinfettawna l-popolazzjoni dal-Ingliżi. He never liked the British. Nobody does in Europe. The perfidious Albion dawk. L-iktar nies ġelużi fid-dinja dawk. Jgħiru għal kulħadd. Anyway, Franco qal, daw qed jinfettawna lin-nies. Allura ejja npoġġuhom f'post out of harm's way. Ejju għandna dawk l-islands, Ibiza, ma nafxiex, insomma, hemm xi tlieta.
Majorka.
Eżattamente. Allura npoġġuhom hemm. U tagħmlu lil Madonna tridu hemm. Ovvjament, l-Ingliż affamat f'dik ix-xita. Kuljum l-Ingilterra jieħu l-garbage food, kollu holiday ta' xartijiem. Allura.
Taħseb li Malta da sirek, però taħseb li Malta da sir pal Ibiza.
Well, we haven't reached that stage yet, but we're working hard, you know.
Okay.
Carry on.
Mela, Malta ftit ilu legalizzat il-kannabis fuq livell mediku kif ukoll rekreattiv. X'qed insaqsik x'taħseb fuq il-legalizzazzjoni tal-kannabis?
I don't care. I don't care. It's at a lower level. Però, min ikollu overdose, ma nitfawx l-isptar fuq spallej il-poplu. Żgur mela le, nħallu hemm fit-triq.
Rigwardi wkoll ftit ilu rajna proposal ta' riforma fid-droga u
Si.
500 gramma kannabis, 500 pillola tal-ecstasy, 200 gramma
Let them
kokaina.
have it. Imma mux intuhom is-siringi b'xej, żgur mela le. Fej sejjer sal-klinika nħu ftit siringi. Siringi, kemm huma da? Le b'xej dak qed jomna l-gvern. Ara da xej. That will stop. Dil karnivalata has to stop. Għandek overdose?
You're very libertarian. I wanted to ask you.
Of course we are.
How would you classify your political opinion as a libertarian?
Of course we are libertarians.
Because many people seem to confuse it with conservatism.
Nazist, fascist, because they don't understand the difference between a liberal and a libertarian. We're not liberals, not at all. But we are libertarians. So jgħidu like liberal u libertarian. Hemm baħar jaqsam. Kif hemm baħar jaqsam bej racist u racialism.
Rajt l-intervista tiegħek ma' Vice fuq għadin.
Aha, ma nafx. Għax n-intervju mbagħad ninsa mill-ewwel. Tlet kelmiet hemm bej racist u racialism, hemm baħar jaqsam bħal liberal u libertarian. A racist bnidem li jobot il-razza oħra. We don't aħna. But we want to be left well alone. Jekk huma kapaċi l-Burkina Faso u n-Niġerja, jagħmlu space shuttle kif nagħmlu aħna. Jillendjaw fuq Mars. Jekk huma ugwali kif jgħidilna Peppi ta' xaraban, għax dak jgħid m'hemmx differenza. We shall see.
Fuq din ir-retorika xtaqt insaqsik ukoll, għax hemm ħafna li jgħidu li inti they say that you're a white supremacist, that you believe in the supremacy of the white race.
I believe that whites should be left to their destiny to seek their cosmic destiny. And they can only achieve it by being alone. Kif kontet ngħid, the white race, the Europeans, and I do like the white race, the Europeans, from the Channel to Vladivostok, leaving the British out from the Channel, not from Britain. We leave them out. They are the lackeys of the USA. They are like a small dinghy latched to an aircraft carrier. America, the USA. And the dinghy is Britain, because they threw away the empire, that criminal Churchill. Non ne parliamo. If not left alone, biex niġi għad-domanda tiegħek, and we let these people invade us, inundate us, with the aid of the media, the hidden enemy, nispiċċaw Philadelphia, nispiċċaw California, where people are stampeding out. Nispiċċaw hekk. Beleaguered whites, gated properties everywhere with shotguns and guards and whatnot. Hekk spiċċajna. So we have to be alone to pursue our destiny. A destiny which we could have achieved years ago, 872 BC actually, when the Greeks, instead of forming an empire, divided themselves into city-states and started squabbling. The city-states became nation-states. U kulħadd jiġġieled, much to the delight of that hidden enemy and his lackeys, those two women in Brussels. So we have to pursue our destiny.
Riċentament kien hemm online poll tal-Lavin Malta. U mill-kandidati kollha li kien hemm fil-lista, inti ġejt l-ewwel post. Kont l-iżjed kandidat popolari. Għala taħseb illi llum il-ġurnata n-nies qegħdin jirreżonaw iżjed mal-messaġġ tiegħek.
I'm paying the price of notoriety. Għaliex in-nies kif għatlek imxebbajn b'di sitwazzjoni illi dejjem qed tiddeterjora. U kif għatlek ukoll, they admire somebody who stands by his principles. He is admired, forse ma taqbilx fek u fek, imma tammiraħ. Bniedem il jaqpa sod, mux bħal daw, ġimajek u ġimajek, U-turns, dejli huma. Għaliex aħna, because we have a solid bedrock, ma nafx hekk għatlekx, the way of nature. We are proved right every time. Why? Because we follow nature's way. We discard with contempt and disdain 2,000 years of lies against nature. We follow nature's path, a straight and narrow path, and we unflinchingly face all our enemies, and people admire that.
Iż-żewġ partiti politiċi llum il-ġurnata huma ċentristi, imma tnejn għandhom il-fazzjonijiet tagħhom liberali u konservattivi. Taħseb li l-pajjiż għandu bżonn iżjed politika ta' ideoloġija u palma naraw f'tu party states oħra bħall-Istati Uniti pereżempju.
I'm not sure your example of the United States is the right one, because there's no difference between the Republicans and they're both lackeys of Israel. Jippikaw.
X'taħseb fuq Donald Trump?
Well, għandu affarijiet illi, but no war during his 4-year tenure, and he's certainly better than this bumbling idiot, the American, għada xej sistema. Poġġilek bnidem bħal Biden, who's got his finger on the nuclear button. That were weird. But that's what the hidden enemy wants, a bumbling fool. They hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. And Trump knows this, but he knows how powerful they are. You see, they have all the media in their hands. Dal-aħħar Maddow, M-A-W-D-O-W, I think, MSNBC, which is bankrupt today, nobody follows. Like CNN, it's bankrupt. Di wara li rebaħ l-istat ta' Iowa, Trump, landslide, ġiet fuq il-program tagħha ta' Current Affairs. Għalet, we're not going to upload Trump's victory. Obviously, people started phoning. We're not going to, because we don't want to promote his lies. Now, this is a presenter like Andrew Azzopardi, jifimni. Għaleta di, pero għanda iċ-ċertifikati neċessarji, di, Maddow, ludija, lesbika u keradawa. Iġifri għanda ċertifikati kollha, Madonna. Allora tajt li trid. Finta? If Trump is elected, he will stop the fratricidal war in the Ukraine, dik il-gwerra fratricida ta' nisbieħ Ewropej jagħtu bejniethom u l-faċċola li batna da tkeskes. Iwaqqafha dik.
Trump.
Of course, he gets on very well with Putin.
What is your view on the Ukrainian-Russian war? X'taħseb inti? X'taħseb li għandu
It's a disaster. The Ukraine, dal-ġurdin ta' dranaċ, drogat,
Zelensky.
Bulgari. They started, they broke the Minsk agreement. They broke it. Why? To provoke war. Ħalli mutu miljoni ta' Ewropej.
Taħseb li Putin m'għandux ħtija f'din il-gwerra.
Putin qed jiffollowja il-Minsk Agreement fej ftehmu li d-Donbass il-poplu jrid jingħaqad mar-Russja mhux mal-West. Deġenerat. They want to remain Russian. Viċini alla terra. Russia is booming with all these sanctions. Booming. Ħlif Lamborghini ma tarax. Kulħadd tisuq il-Porsches u il-Mercedeses. Incidentally, dal-ġurdin ta' dranaċ Zelensky, għax dak wieħed minn ta' tribu, bħal Biden u bħal Nuland. You see that? Bħal Chertov. Dejjem l-istess aqoċċetarhom. They want war. They've always wanted war. Imbasta jmutu l-bojots. Dik l-importanti. It's an obsession with them.
Li kieku titla fil-Parlament Ewropew, di xtaqt insaqsik ħafna.
Di l-aħħar domanda.
L-aħħar tnejn.
All right, ejja.
Mela, with which political group would you affiliate with? Or you would remain as non-aligned?
No, they join us. Mela ħna lilhom. Because we've got the brand. We've got this stupendous idea of Nova Europa from the Channel to Vladivostok. They join us. Mela jien niġġoinja in-nazzjonalisti, għax dawn nazzjonalisti, petty nationalists, kollha kemm huma. L-Ungerija trid parti minn Ċekoslovakkja, trid ir-Rapallo, trid 1920, whatever, dik biċċa tagħna, il-Polonja trid biċċa mill-Rumanija, trid parti mill-Ungerija. You see the petty squad. We're going to put an end to that. We're going to unify all those petty nationalists into regions and peoples. This is our dream. A dream that is unstoppable. A dream whose time has come. And a dream that sprouted out, rose like a phoenix from this sacred island, this soil, this humus. And that's what we're going to do. They join us.
So, l-aħħar mistoqsija, l-lum il-ġurnata t-naraw zieda fil-politika l-emenija u Libertarian rajna l-Javier Milei fl-Argentina, ovvijament mbagħad l-emenija rajna.
We were ahead by 20 years or more.
Xtaqt insaqsik, għalfejn taħseb li qed iseħħ dan il-fenomenu u x'inhu l-messaġġ li tixtieq tgħaddi llum mal-poplu Malti u iżjed maż-żgħażagħ Maltin?
Iż-żgħażagħ Maltin are facing a horrendous future. Futur tal-waħx. I'm fighting for them, man. Not for myself, as biss naf kemm il-paga jien ta' MEP. Ma rridx inkun naf. Meta xi ħadd jgħidli isma' ma rridx inkun naf. I'm not doing it for money. Mela, I'm sorry because I got carried away.
Xtaqt insaqsik, mela, qed naraw iż-żieda fil-politika l-emenija u Libertarian.
Si.
X'messaġġ tixtieq tgħaddi lill-elettorat, speċifikament liż-żgħażagħ Maltin?
Iż-żgħażagħ irrispondejtek.
Iva.
It's their future after all. Dil wave, the surge to the right, għaliex trid tkun idiota biex ma tindunax illi the liberal left erdu lill-Ewropa u l-popli Ewropej, trid tkun idiota. So they are shifting to the right, from Argentina to this, to that. Però rridu noqogħdu attenti, because the enemy will set us against each other. We have to watch that. It's like two men fighting over a woman, you know, I mean, how stupid can one be to fight over a woman? Mamma. We kill each other through jealousy and so on. The same with these, so we've got to stop it. We've got to stop the enemy from taking over, because that's what the enemy does. He sees where you're going and he puts himself up front to lead you like a Judas goat, the EDL in Britain, at
The English Defence League.
waving the Israeli flag. You see, it's always like that. In Argentina, the prime minister, the new prime minister, Libertarian, Jewish, isn't it? I mean, do you see it? They're always at the front to lead you astray. This is our dream then biex nagħlaq għal Malta tagħna. Rridu nsalvaw Malta, but we're not content with that. We're out to save Europe. Nova Ewropa. Miirko, I think it's enough.
Yes. Kemnej, grazzi ħafna tal-li segwejtu din l-intervista bla dubju, intervista interessanti ħafna. Ibqaw aġġornati għall-iżjed affarijiet li seħorġu mill-page tagħna. Mr. Lowell, grazzi ħafna tal-li l-għajt l-istedina tagħna.
My pleasure. My pleasure, Mirko.
Grazzi ħafna.
How good of you.